dear friend and my sister and my classmate Sharmila Sanka, who is here from Indianapolis, and she is here to speak to you on the topic From Nowhere to Now Here. She's an author, she's the president of her center. So welcome, Sharmila.
I offer my humble salutations at thy divine lotus feet, Lord. I pray to thee to speak through me. Happy birthday, Swami, and happy birthday to Sai in each of you. Sai Rama, you tasted Sabari's food in the Treta Yuga on the wild field. But we, the Kaliuga Sabaris, tasted thy food in the white field. You turned just one normal stone into beaming Ahalya in your former avatar, but carved thousands of sandstones into blooming dahlias in the Sai avatar. You had just one Ramabantu in the Treta Yuga. You now have thousands of Sai Bandhus in the Kali Yuga. Sai Krishna, you stole hard-earned butter of Gopikas in the Dwapar Yuga, but consoled our yearning hearts in the Kali Yuga. You told numerous lies to Gopikas and disappeared Anantapur, but you uphold proper ties with the yearning Gopikas of Anantapur. We sang aloud, Saima, without you, we are like choking fish without water. We could not live along with you, but we students will live for you. The world is everything to all, but you are the world to us all. Let us merge in thy divine feet or submerge us in thy heartbeat for our sins, heart-to-heart relation and love-to-love correlation. My dear brothers, sisters, revered elders, and fraternity of Sai institutions. Many of you are fortunate to know the divinity from your childhood, but that was not the case for me. As a teenager, I never believed in Babas. For the first time, I saw Baba in one of my relatives' houses, and I thought people were crazy to believe Baba to be God. That was how I was. So I was living in a fool's paradise until that one day when my brother-in-law, father-like brother-in-law, late Sri G.V.K.S. Mohan Rao, he came to my house along with my sister, and then he said, why don't you apply for Sathya Sai University for undergrad in 1991, thank you. So I was not at all keen in getting into Swami's college at that time, because I never believed in Baba as God at all. But I thought there were two reasons I had to agree for what he said. One was, I had my schooling in English medium in Tuni, in Andhra Pradesh. It's a remote town in Andhra Pradesh. And we didn't have any English medium colleges at that time. And second reason, my dad, he was like any typical Indian traditional dad. He wouldn't like to send his daughter out of town, somewhere outside our hometown. That in a co-education college. As you all know, I'm sure your parents were like that. So for these two reasons, I thought, oh, this sounds like a fantastic opportunity for me to study in Sathya Sai college for women. That too, it's just for women. Probably my dad wouldn't say no to it. That was the only reason for me to agree for it. Excuse me. And then my brother-in-law said, it's not easy to get into Baba's college. You need to be writing an entrance test, you need to get through some interviews, and above all, that was like a jolt to me. He said, above all, you need to earn Baba's grace. Oh, really? I thought, because first of all, I never believed in Baba. Forget about earning his grace. I thought I'm doomed. And then, after he left, I thought, let me think about it. And I went to a room, I sat alone, and then I said, Baba, if you're God, prove that by giving admission into your college. If I don't get seat, it means I don't need to believe you to be God. This was the test I put Swami to. And then poor Swami, he would be thinking, how foolish, when I look back, I think how foolish I was. He's the Lord of the universe and just a speck in his universe. Why does the Lord care if a small speck believes him to be God or not? But still he was grace incarnate, right? And I applied for I put in my application for the Anantapur campus in 1991. And then I was preparing for my finals, 12th grade finals. So one day I received my call letter and I felt half of the job was done. Because when I received this call letter, I was supposed to, they said, okay, you're supposed to meet us, write your entrance test on so-and-so date in Prashant Nilayam. I thought, wow, this is nice, very nice, it's getting easy. And my brother-in-law and sister started telling me all the stories about Swami and his institutions. So I was very much impressed. So slowly I started to develop that positive attitude towards Swami, though I didn't truly believe him to be God yet, but still I wanted to be nice and good to him. And then I changed actually, gradually I changed a lot. From that time I've been praying so much to Swami from morning till night. This was my only prayer because I didn't have any other go if I didn't get admission into his college. So this was how it was going. And my sister's son, he was studying in the primary school at Prashant Nilayam at that time. That was how they went into Swami's fold. So when this was happening, my 12th grade finals, they were, unfortunately, we had some political issues in Andhra Pradesh at that time and my 12th grade finals were postponed. So there was a scheduled conflict between my 12th grade finals and the entrance test at Anantapur. So I thought, Swami, really? I said Baba then, but now I can never say a Baba now. So I said, Baba, really? So I'm not going to get a seat? I can't even get into your college, that means you're not God. It's like blackmailing prayers. Poor Swami had to live up with it. So, while this was happening, the call letter was already there and my finals, there was a scheduled clash between these two. And then what I did, I wrote a letter to Prashant Nilayam saying, due to this reason, I cannot attend. So I had no hopes because being in Anantapur campus, it's not just for Andhra state, it's all over the world. Different people from all over the world, they come and apply for this admission. So I didn't expect much out of it. But very soon I received a letter in the postal, I received a postal mail saying, because of political issues in Andhra Pradesh, the entrance test will be postponed to so-and-so date. So I was very happy. I thought again, he's trying to prove himself to be God. So putting that aside, I went to Prashant Nilayam along with my brother and my sister-in-law for the first time. When I went there, Swami was not there in Prashant Nilayam. He was in Vrindavan. So I didn't know anything about Swami. I didn't know what kind of dressing was there in Anantapur. I didn't know anything, even the examination pattern, I didn't know anything. So what I did, just right before my entrance test, the night before my entrance test, I came across one of my friends now, Vandana. So I met her in the hotel that I was staying in, and then we were discussing very casually about this. And the examination pattern or the entrance test pattern that I prepared was completely different than the one that really exists. It was not a Google time at that time, as you all know, 1990s. So I didn't know what to do. I thought, oh my gosh, will I get through this test or not? And finally, there was no hope, but still, I prayed to Swami very earnestly, asking for his blessings. And then I just stepped out of my hotel to go to the entrance test. And right when I was stepping onto the road, a small boy comes in towards me, and then he put something in my hand, a card hand. I didn't understand who this boy was, what was he trying to do. And then when I look at my hand, it was Swami's picture with a quote, "Why fear when I am here?" That was very new. Now we are all used to that quote, but then it was very new to me. And I felt it was like Swami's assurance to me that he was right there. And with so much of confidence in my heart, I just went ahead. I went, finished my entrance test. I did good. I was shortlisted for the interview. Everything was done, and they asked me to wait for a few more, couple more days. Excuse me. Take some water. So I was shortlisted. So interview was done. So I was going for a couple of days. I was going to check out my results on the notice board. And one morning I woke up with divine bliss in my heart. The reason being, I dreamt of Swami for the first time. I saw Swami in my dream, because I never saw Swami till then. He was overtaking me in his red car, and probably I felt like he was trying to overtake all my fears, negativity, and doubts about him. So I felt it like a good omen, and then started off to look for my results. It was posted right opposite to the South Indian canteen. There was a wall, and so I went there. It was fully crowded. So with so much anxiety in my heart, I went there to check. After seeing, I was in tears, so I was just crying. And my brother thought I didn't get through. He said, "What's wrong? It's okay, don't worry." I said, "No, I passed the test, I'm there." And then I was so thankful to Swami for choosing me as his student, that one day changed my life. I wouldn't be standing here without Swami's grace. And I was really thankful to Swami for choosing me as his student. That one day changed the way I thought about life. That one day it should be inscribed in gold. It changed the way my future generations would think about Swami. Otherwise, there is no way for my children to come to Swami's feet except for that one day. And I said thank you to Swami. And you passed in my test, Swami, I said. And so it was my responsibility to live up to him. So everything went fine, and I went to the Anantapur campus. It's a fantastic campus, and I think it will take me one day to explain all my experiences at the Anantapur campus. It was beautiful. It was like, even the siblings cannot live together under one roof, but it's Anantapur campus. We didn't know each other at all. Even now, after 3 decades, we are seeing each of us 2 decades, 3 decades, but I never felt like it's been so long. That's the beauty. We don't need to know each other. That's just that bond that Swami's students or Swami's devotees, that bond is just good enough for all of us. So I was in Anantapur campus, all settled in, and it was June 91. There was a buzz all around. All of a sudden there was a buzz in the hostel. The thing was, we were told we would be going to Patti for Swami's darshan. And that too for the first time for the newcomers like me. So it was very fascinating for me. I wanted to see Swami in person. And then all of us went to Bhakti. I saw Swami. He was like grace and love walking on 2 feet. I was mesmerized by his darshan. But I still didn't believe him to be God yet. Though I knew outwardly I wanted to believe, and I believed, but inwardly somewhere being human and wanting logical sense for everything, and somewhere I would ask, is it really, does he know everything going on in my mind? So this kind of thought. But still I said thanks to Swami. He spoke to Jema ma'am, all of us, and then that was done. We went back to Anantapur campus, and it was fast forward. It was November, Swami's birthday celebrations time. So all of us went to Patti for 10 days, and when we went, we were told that we should be sitting in rows, and then Swami would come to each row, distribute saris to 500 of us. Imagine the love for Swami. Normally if it's my birthday, I would buy new clothes, but not to all of you, right? So same way, Swami, he wouldn't even buy for himself, he would buy for his children. So that was so sweet of him. And all of us were sitting in rows. And then I was thinking in my mind, saying, Swami, can you please talk one word to me? That's enough. So probably inside I was wanting to experience his omniscience, though I knew he was God, but still, being human, I had all these things. So again I thought double-mindedness. I said, do I deserve really, Swami, to hear one word from you? This was what I was thinking inside. And Swami was coming to our rows, and as soon as I saw him, I forgot my questions, I forgot everything. I was immersed in his divine darshan. I was lost, completely thoughtless. And then he was just throwing saris in our laps. He was not even looking at our faces, because 500 people, imagine manual effort it takes to give saris to 500 children. So all of a sudden he came, I took Pada Namaskar. He went past me, and then all of a sudden, after he took few steps, he turned back, he looked at me right into my eyes and said, Neevu Chira Ichana, did I give you sari? I was taken aback. I didn't expect that from Swami because I forgot what I asked actually. And then I was wanting to look into my lap to see if there was a sari because I didn't even know if I received one or not. And then, even before I answered the omniscient Lord, He just threw a sari into my lap. That is our omniscient Lord. He reads our minds. He's within us. So that was my first small experience of Swami's omniscience. And November 1991, 22nd of November, it was a super specialty inauguration day. And right before the inauguration, all the Anantapur students were given service opportunities to go around, and some of us were given the opportunity to go to the hospital and then do some little service activity. So I was in a small group of around 3 to 5 students, and I went inside the super specialty hospital. It was in the evening or night, and I was cleaning the windows. I was standing right on the windowsill and cleaning the windows so I could come down or outside. So it was like that. All of a sudden I felt something very unusual. I didn't know why it's like that. So I just peeped into the room to see. I was flabbergasted to see Swami there at that moment. Nobody expected. Swami was there, and I just wanted to jump from the window down. For a second, I'm an Anantapur student. I can't be indisciplined. Even when the Lord is there, I couldn't take chance. So what I did, and Swami was about to turn and go out when I saw. So I was praying inside. Swami, please don't go. Just stay for a few more minutes. I'll go from the other side. I'll come inside. And then I jumped outside. I just took time. Now probably I would have just slowly got down inside instead of wasting those 2 minutes of Swami's darshan. So I went around, and luckily Swami was still there. And then Swami spoke to us. He gave us Padamaskar, and somebody asked for prasad. So Swami just created Vibhuti. That was my first experience. I think I should say Sambhashan, Darshan, and what is the third one? Sparshan. Thank you. So all these 3 I had. I was very happy. Went back to Anantapur campus. And next it was summer course time. As you all know, summer course, Swami gives discourses on Indian spirituality and culture and spirituality. Excuse me. Even before that, I should say, from the time I became a student, Swami started to mold me a lot, change me a lot, through several experiences of his omniscience, through dreams, visions, messages through books, messages through heart. There are so many, but due to lack of time, I just cut down my script a lot. I had to work on a lot on it. I will narrate one instance. Once I was in Anantapur hostel, and I was going for a shower, and I put my watch to the bolt of the door, and afterwards I just tried to rush and then open the bolt, and the watch fell down. It's such a small thing, but still, as you all know, everything went by time. Prayer, bhajans, going to the auditorium, no matter what, everything, strict discipline, on time. We have to be there on time. So I thought, how am I to survive without watch for 5 months? Because we go once every 6 months to our house. So I was thinking like that, and I wanted an answer for Swami. For everything I depended on Swami. I know it is such a minute thing, but still I depended only on Swami for every single thing. I said, Swami, I want an answer right now. Why did it happen? What are you wanting to teach me through this? And then, at random, I just pulled out one of the Swami's books, one of the author's books, and then I just opened, and the author says, a few days before leaving Puttaparthi, I had hung my watch on the nail of a bathroom door. I took my bath and came out of the bathroom. The watch fell without warning from the nail onto the stone floor, and of course it stopped working. I shook it and started working again, but gained so much time that it was useless to wear it. I tucked it away and did without a watch for the next few days. I understood this as a sign from Swami telling me that I should not live so much in time. Time is man-made. With God, there is no time. Swami is the Kalatita. He's such a great Lord, and he came down just to let me know this message, saying I was living too much in time, and he was trying to teach me this lesson, and I got my lesson. Thank you, Swami, for that. So it was summer course time. I had to travel. I was for summer vacation. I was at my house, and I had to travel around 17 hours from from my hometown to Bangalore. 17 hours. I was already exhausted, and then I had to take a bus to go from Bangalore to Vrindavan. And then when I went into the bus with all my luggage, I found that there was not even one seat there. So I was thinking, I was already super exhausted. I stood there for a few minutes, and again I said, Swami, I need a seat. In 2 minutes you need to arrange something for me. And then exactly within that time, somebody calls and gives me a seat to sit. And I said thank you to Swami, and then all of us went to Vrindavan. Since we were already late, our madams rushed us to the auditorium because Swami was already giving discourse in the auditorium. So all of us were made to sit down like this. Swami he was giving discourse here, and we were all sitting down on the floor. That means we were right under Swami's nose. As soon as I sat, Swami says during his discourse, some people, even though if they don't get a seat in the bus, they depend on God. And then he says, mad people, mad devotion. I thought, Swami, sorry, please forgive me. I was thinking, and again he says, but that is true devotion. Because they depend on God alone and not on anything else. Even for the minutest things in the world, they depend only on God. That is true devotion. And then it was a kind of relief for me. So when Swami, we were in Vrindavan, and one day I was thinking, Swami, why don't you take pictures with us? It will be a very good memory for all of us, so that we will treasure it all our lives, having a picture with the Lord. I'm sure, brothers, you have so many pictures with the Lord, but formal picture we wanted. So I was just thinking in my mind again. And we asked Swami for Padmaskar, and he said, no time. And without anybody asking, he said, I shall take pictures with you later. So that was our omniscient Lord. He took pictures with each batch very formally, never that I know of during my time. Swami taking time with every batch. The class of BA, and I'm sure Sumala remembers this. And so it was beautiful, and Neeraj, of course. So it was such a beautiful moment to be with Swami. And do you mind showing that, please? That is the campus. It looks like a crown of Swami inside. Next one, I think. Yes, this is the one. So that was a nice experience. And once when our staff went to Pune, Swami said, I pay 25% attention on my daughters. Every evening I go to Anantapur for bhajans. And my daughters take 75% essence from me. And no offense, dear brothers, he also said, I pay 75% attention on boys students, but they take 25% essence from me. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help because this is Anantapur is coming with the program and I had to share this. Otherwise I didn't want to. And I was telling Swami, should I share this or not, or should you share this or not? I was telling him, I think it was his wish. And at one time, when we were all in Vrindavan, Swami said, Anantapur girls are very good. Even if I don't come, they do not lose faith. I am close to the boys, but I do scold them. But I need not scold Anantapur students. So Swami plays the role of Narada when it comes to brothers and sisters. When I was listening to all the Samarpan talks by brothers, I was very, very touched. It was very touching, each of the Samarpan talks. And then I was in tears. I was thinking, thanks. Now I would like to take the time to convey my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all the sisters to all the brothers, because despite your hectic schedule, despite being in Bharti or coming to Bharti from Vrindavan, you made sure that nothing was important other than Swami. And you took care of Swami a lot. That was very, very touching. And thanks to all the brothers. I would like to take this opportunity to thank. Coming to dreams, it is divine will of God when we dream of Swami. And they are no different than reality. So from the time I became Swami's student, most of the dreams started to come true. It is scary for me too. So once I was in Vrindavan for my birthday celebrations. I was sitting for Swami's blessings. Swami came, he blessed me. Everything was good, and afterwards my friend said, "How lucky you are, Sharmila. Swami came and put his hand on your head. You're so blessed." I said, "Really?" I didn't even feel his touch. And then when I went back, being human, all this flexible, all fickle-mindedness, I said, "Swami, I couldn't feel your hand at all. I couldn't feel your touch at all. Don't I deserve to get your touch, to feel your touch?" That was my scolding or praying. So and then early morning I woke up with a dream, beautiful dream, where Swami said, "Come and take Pad Namaskar." I took Swami's Pad Namaskar, and then he puts his hand on me. He hits me on my head very naughtily. He hits me on my head. That way I can feel his touch, and so that I can never forget in my life. It's like scolding, just very naughty in a very naughty manner. And then I said, afterwards when I woke up, and in the dream he said, "Do you want liberation? Mukti kavala." Stupid of me, really, so silly I feel, because I didn't even answer him. He didn't even wait for me to answer, probably I should say that way. And now I say, "Swami, yes, I couldn't answer then, but I would definitely like to be merged with you." And the second dream, once we got Amrit or nectar on one of the Swami's photographs in Anantapur campus in the hostel. And then when I saw this Amrit on the photo, I was super excited and I wanted to taste it. Again, for a second, I was thinking, no, I should not, because it belongs to the entire, all the roommates, so I cannot taste it. I controlled my temptation. So, next day, I wake up with a dream where I won some prize in the sports. And then Swami creates spoonful of Amrit, and then he gives it to me instead of a materialistic prize. I don't need to tell you in words how wonderful it tasted. So that was another dream. I was doing my masters and I used to take up several responsibilities. Not only me, every student would involve in something or the other. We were supposed to take up some activity or the other called self-reliance. I was in the dinner serving, leading a team of 30 people in the dinner serving, and several other activities I would take, taking kids, students, 6 students to the hospital doctor's office, and so many other things that JMA man would give the responsibility. So it was examination time and I didn't have much time because I came back from the dining hall much later. I was praying to Swami. It was my mid-semester exams and I was doing my masters. I was saying, "Swami, please help me. I need to. There's not much time." And then I wake up with a prayer right before, just probably one day before my examination, my finals. And then I dreamt of my question paper. Only one question I saw. Out of 50 marks, I saw only 20 marks. And then I told my friend, "Better prepare for this because my dreams come true." So both of us prepared very well, and then we went to write the exam. So normally I don't even look at the questions, I just answer. I don't even flip the page, that was my habit, but that time I just flipped the page to see the 20 marks question, and lo and behold it was there. And I was so happy, you should see my thrill. So both of us looked at each other, Sathya Sai, both of us looked at each other. Yes, we came out with flying colors, no doubt about it. I'm quoting you not to make you lazy, because Swami doesn't like laziness, but I just wanted to say that how much he acknowledges the work that we do, just not studies, the service attitude, whatever. So Swami wanted to acknowledge, just wanted to show his love to me. That's what happened. So I was very happy and came out with flying colors. And once in 1993 December, we had mass marriages. I don't know if you people remember. So we had 108 mass marriages, and some of the students, Telugu-speaking students, were chosen. I should say not chosen. We were fortunate. That's it. Swami's blessings. so we were picked to be part of this, like volunteer, not to get married, to volunteer for the mass marriages. So all of us. So we were told wear the saree that Swami gave you, and also wear the Buddha chain that. Can you please? Thank you. Buddha chain. So they said wear that saree and wear the chain that Swami gave you. So I was searching in all my luggage, I couldn't find it. Is it there? Yeah. I couldn't find the chain at all. I didn't know, I was so innocent maybe, and my husband may not agree with it right now, but I was very innocent. So I was searching all over my luggage, it was not there in Patti. So I thought probably I left it at Anantapur or I left it at my home. So without the chain, I was thinking probably they won't let me be part of this mass marriage volunteering thing. So I was very worried, and as I said, Swami is the last resort. So I just prayed to Swami and slept. And early morning, it was around 4 o'clock, I woke up with this dream that my Buddha chain is in a green box. So early morning I woke up, first thing I did, I just opened my green box and it was there. So that is Swami. He is always by us. No matter it's a tiny thing or a biggest problem in your life, if we depend on Swami, he will take care of each and everything. Just you have to connect to Swami. Excuse me. I'm skipping several things. We had some interview when we were in masters. We had interview. Swami would always say, "Be my girls. Bow down. Do not look hither and thither like dogs and crows." So be like Swami students. Even if you don't get marks, it's okay. Never get remarks. Anybody sees you, you don't need to tell them. They should be able to recognize it is my daughter. So that's what Swami said, and I really wish, I hope we're all living up to his expectations. And he always stresses upon Narayana Seva. Serving Daridra Narayana is equal to serving Narayana. So we even participated in the food offering, the Annadana that happened Narayana Seva in Patti. Swami was literally was bending and giving food, serving food to the needy, and we were standing with buckets holding the food for him. It was such a beautiful feeling. And coming to religion, he said, you don't need to change your religion. No matter which God you pray to, I am the one responding. It's only one God. So if you are a Christian, be a better Christian. If you are a Muslim, be a better Muslim. If you are a Hindu, be a better Hindu. But you don't need to change religions. That is Swami. And then he also, I'm skipping so much. So even after I came into the outside world, we were so secure in Anantapur, in Swami's fold. But it was time when we came out into the outside world, it was very, very difficult to us. When we chanted, when I closed my eyes and chanted Brahma, people would look at me as if I have something wrong with me. But of course I didn't care about it because Swami was always there. And it was my wedding time, 1999, and I went there to Patti to take Swami's blessings. Swami blessed me. And then as usual, Swami walks, comes back, and looks at me, oh, Pilla, he said, and then came back, blessed me. So without Swami's blessings, there was no way I would have continued with my wedding. And it was 2005, my oldest daughter, Rupali, she was born. And she loved Swami like anything. And that was the change I wanted. That was the generation I wanted for the future. For me, I'm saying all of you you're all very good from your childhood. You had Swami's, your faith in Swami, but I was, as a teenager, I never had, right? So I wanted my kids to be in Swami's fold from their childhood. So she was very fascinated. She loved Swami a lot, and she would feel for him. One day, it was in Arkansas. We used to live in Arkansas before. She was in Arkansas. She went upstairs in the toy room. All the toys would be down on the floor. It's a toy room, all of you know. So I went upstairs to check on her, how she was doing, and then she gets excited and she says, Amma, you know something. Swami was here picking toys along with me. I felt ashamed for a minute, but I was very happy that Swami was there. It's such a beautiful feeling for the child, right? She would never ever forget, I think so. And next day, I was watching Swami's video, bhajans, on the TV. And I was wanting to be in Swami's physical proximity, and I was praying and trying at the same time. I wanted to see Swami. And then Rupali comes to me. She was worried. She said, "Amma, why are you crying?" I said, "Don't worry, I just wanted to see Swami." And then she went back to my room. After a few minutes, I went to my room to see how she was doing, and she was laying on the bed, crying. I didn't know what happened. I said, "Rupali, what happened? Why are you crying?" And then she said, Amma, she was 5 years old. She said, "Mom, Baba came from that picture. There is a picture in our room. Swami came from that picture. He sat on my bed. He wiped my cheek and she showed." I thought she was blabbing. She was 5 years old. She was blabbing something. And then I see that one, I think it was the right cheek. It was full of tears, and the left cheek, absolutely nothing. And then I was taken aback. We didn't even call Swami. She didn't even call Swami. But what a beautiful feel, what a beautiful way for him to respond, just for the love, innocent love that a child had. And once in 2007, we went to India. My husband was called to set up Walmart systems. We were working for home office, both of us. So he was called to India as an expatriate for 1 year. So we had to empty our house, and then we went to Delhi, Gurgaon, for 1 year. So when we went there, in 2008, we came back. Still our luggage didn't arrive. We had only our check-in baggages. So we didn't even open everything, and we were already jet lagged. And my husband again, he had to go to Mexico on a business trip. So I didn't even have alarm. We didn't have any smartphones during that time. So I was telling Swami, please, Rupali has school tomorrow and she should not miss her school bus. You have to wake me up at 6 o'clock. Very casually I said. So, and suddenly, because my husband was not there, I was there, and when he was born, she was 2 years old. And I was already having sleepless nights, already jet lagged. So I wouldn't wake up, I knew that for sure. So I woke up with a jolt, like somebody was hitting on my feet, just tapping very hard, as if to say how our mom says, "Get up, wake up." So like that, somebody did it, and I just woke up from my sleep. We didn't even have a typical cots and beds because we just came. So we were sleeping on the ground. On either side, my kids were there. When I woke up, both of them were fast asleep. I didn't know, what is this? Who woke me up? And I look at my watch, it was 6 o'clock. And then I realized Swami's love. Very casually, I didn't mean really, I just said, "Swami, wake me up at 6. But that is our omniscient Lord, a sweet Lord. And it was 2011. I know all of you have experienced this. I'm not an exception to this. It was only after Swami left his physical body did I realize how much I missed being in his physical proximity and what all I could do, if at all I was there at least for 1 day in Swami's physical proximity. I would have thought differently than what I thought a few years ago when I was a student in his physical proximity. Dearest Bhagwan, if only I had been wiser, I would not have let you walk hundreds of steps for me. If only I had been wiser, I would not have bothered you with my trivial desires. I would have seen your invisible hand in the visible world. I would have urged and nudged to merge me with you. I would have felt your presence even in your absence. But now that I am wiser than yesterday, I will love thee more and more, and one and all. I will see thee in all, and pray for not one but all. I will purify my vision to reflect thy divine vision. I will bring my life to fruition, emulating thy compassion. I could not die for you, but I will at least live my life for you. I will work to merge with thee and finally see myself in thee. So I was really connected to Swami post 2011, I should say. More than I was a student, I should say. After 2011, I could feel that he is Hridaya Nivasi. Very casually, very poetically, we just say Swami is indweller of our hearts. He is the Hridaya Nivasi. But do we ever feel that way? Do we really see him in our heart? So I was trying to do that. I was trying to follow that. Seeing Swami in myself since he was no more in his physical presence. So it was 2016. I was suffering with sciatica pain. Terrible pain in my right leg. And for so many months I was suffering with this pain. And once, as usual, I went to Sathya Sai Center of Indianapolis for bhajans. And I was sitting down. I could have sat, but still I want to be close to Swami's chair. So I always sat in front of him, visualizing him there. And then I sat. I was struggling so much. At the same time, a prayer was going on. I didn't pray for myself. I didn't even have that idea to ask Swami to do anything with my pain. At the same time, I lost my dad in 2015. And so I brought my mother. He was my friend, philosopher. I owe everything to my mother. So she came to US. I brought her for a few months, and afterwards she went back to India. And then she got to know that both her valves had to be replaced. I couldn't take in the fact that she was to undergo heart surgery when she was 70. I was the sixth child in my house, so she was 70 years, and I could not bear that fact. Since that time, I got to know that she had undergone surgery. I was praying to Swami like anything, like my breath, every moment. Swami, how can you make this, do like this? How can you make this happen? You have to help her. I don't even know if she's going to survive that heart surgery at this age. So this was my prayer when I was doing bhajans. So, and all of a sudden, I hear a voice from inside. I will just quote it. You are my student, and it is my responsibility to take care of your family. Ammaki nayమైపోతుంది. I will translate you later. అమ్మకి నయమైపోతుంది. అమ్మ ఆరోగ్యాన్ని తపస్సులా భావిస్తున్నావు. నీ తపస్సుకు మెచ్చి నీకు ఒక వరం ఇస్తున్నాను. నీ సయాటికా పెయిన్ని తీసేస్తున్నాను. It meant, Amma will be fine. You are praying for mother's health, like tapas or penance. I am pleased with your penance, and I am giving you a boon. I am removing your sciatica pain right now. I thought, really? Instantly, I see that my pain is gone. I didn't believe. What is getting messages from inside? I thought it was my own self, because I was undergoing this pain so much, it was trying to console me. So I was not able to decide if it was true or not, but my pain was gone. I didn't even tell my husband or my family or friends, because I didn't want to say it out and then become a fool myself later on when the pain comes back. So I waited for 40 days and there was no trace of pain. And then I told everyone saying this is what. And then I realized it is really a message from within. Swami was trying to tell me, and it was not my selfish self. Excuse me. So that's how Swami removed my sciatica pain forever. And it was 2018, July, and most of you will remember it. We had our Anantapur campus Golden Jubilee, and it was the biggest event in my life. I wanted to write a book. Actually, I didn't have it in the beginning. I used to write all my experiences, including the dates and whatever the authors said in different books. So I wrote every experience in my diary, due to which I was able to write a book. It was like a dream come true for me, because I never believed in Swami. I thought he was nowhere. And then my sojourn went on, where it proved like Swami was nowhere to now here. He's always with me. And that was the reason I wanted to title my book, Nowhere to Now Here, a Sai Student's Journey. So I wanted to dedicate this book at Swami's Lotus Feet. And then I didn't get to leave. It was not possible. I just came back from my India trip and I worked for the state of India. They were pretty strict on the vacation. So there was no hope. I didn't even fill in the registration form for the Golden Jubilee because I thought no way I could go. And then I thought, why should I take it upon myself? Let me pray to Swami. He will make it happen if I want to go. Because I wanted to meet all my wonderful sisters from past 2-3 decades. So I prayed to Swami. Swami, I want to be there. I want to offer my book to you. I just said my prayer. And then he took it on from there. So my boss, she was very nice of her. I don't know. She agreed for me to go on vacation. It was my father-in-law's death anniversary also, and I wanted to go to Golden Jubilee, 50 years of completion of Anantapur campus inauguration. And so she agreed, and fortunately last night our entire family we went to Patti. So it was beautiful, and I held my manuscript to offer it to Swami, but I didn't have any chance because, as you all know, like it was too crowded and so many activities and programs going on. I didn't have a chance to go there. So I held my manuscript, and luckily I was going in the line to go to Sannidhi, Swami's Sannidhi, take his blessings. Everybody was rushing because they had to catch up their flights next. So my security sister was there. I didn't even know who she was, except that she was security sister. So Suhasini, one of my friends, she said, she told the security sister, she has her manuscript, she wants to get it blessed by Swami. And she was so sweet, she said, okay, go ahead. And then she made sure, though she was rushing for rest, she made sure she gave me an opportunity to put my manuscript on Swami's Sannidhi. And then when I got up, she was saying, take your time. She was not even letting me get up. So she said, take your time, it's okay, that is Swami, you need your blessings. It was as if Swami was acting through her, I felt. So I bowed down on Swami's Sannidhi, and then I said, Swami, I'm dedicating this book to you, and that's the reason I put my book here also. I wanted it for Swami. So I said, I'm dedicating my book to you, Swami, as I promised. Thank you for everything. And then I was in all tears, bliss actually. I was so happy for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And once in 2013, all of us planned to go on a Europe trip with family and friends, around 25 people. And at the same time, Rupali was having her volleyball tournament. We booked the tickets, everything was done. She was in the volleyball tournament, and they had 4 hours break in between. So she, along with her some American friends, all of them went to the parking lot. They were trying to do some moves, little moves. She being a dancer, she was trying to do some move with her knees. All of a sudden, she collapsed. And those friends, they came running to Sai, my husband, and they said, and then he went. He being a sportsman, he normally tackles with different kinds of this. Somehow, and I am sure Swami worked through him, somehow he tried to clasp her thing, that dislocated knee. It was fine, we went to the emergency room immediately, and then the doctor tested, took some x-rays, and then he said we need to do we need to perform a surgery on her. She was just 13 years old. And then I didn't understand. First of all, she was very upset that she would miss her Europe trip. That's unfortunate, more than her surgery. And secondly, I didn't want her to undergo a surgery, knee surgery at that time. So I was praying to Swami, like this is my biggest thing. I was praying to Swami. I sat in front of the altar and I started crying, sobbing. I said, Swami, you cannot do this. What is the use of me having faith when I have to go by karma? Is karma important or faith in you important? That was another test I gave to Swami. At that moment, I didn't have any other go other than Swami. So I said, I will believe this all my life, Swami. Whatever you're going to do to me, I'm going to believe that rest of my life. So you better give me a good answer. I thought, I prayed, I was sobbing, and closed my eyes in front of the altar. When I closed my eyes, everything became pitch dark. And then slowly, as if an invisible hand was drawing very fast the figure of Ganesha. As if a slide, as if we do the PowerPoint slides one by one, a Ganesha comes up, it moves, Devi comes up, it moves. So it happened a few times. I was taken aback. What is happening? For a second, I got scared. I just opened my eyes, and then I took it as Swami's blessing and a good woman. And then I went to the doctor along with my family the next day, because they said they would perform. And then he said, I don't know what to say. And he was happy indeed. He said, there is no surgery that we need to perform on your daughter. She does not even need to take ibuprofen. That's what the doctor said. And I was in tears. I was in tears of bliss and gratitude. Swami taught me another lesson. No matter how our karmas are, how our fate is written, but if you have strong faith in Swami, he will change it. The only thing is that we need to connect to Swami. And dear brothers and sisters, I would like to tell one thing. Wherever we are, there is a reason for all of us that Swami has made all of us come together, be it devotees, be it students. There is a reason. So let's get involved how much ever we can. We think service activities, participating in service activities, oh, it's great, I'm given a chance. No, it's not to show off or something. Swami is giving the opportunity to transform ourselves. We don't need to witness any miracles. Transforming oneself is the biggest miracle, and that is what Swami is expecting, that kind of miracle from each of us. So I would like to say, even if you have not had darshan at least once, I'm sure there are kids who have not had Swami's darshan or adults. Even if you have not had Swami's sparshan at least once, even if you have not had some passion with the Lord even once, that's absolutely okay. He is much closer to us than before. Seeing Him, if you experience Him, that's equal to seeing Him. So remember that we don't need to see Him to experience the divine. We believe in drama of Treta Yuga, not because we saw Rama in Kali Yuga, but because we learned it through Ramayana, written by his devotee. We believe in Sri Krishna of Dwapara, not because we saw him in Kali Yuga, but through Bhagavata, relating the divine stories of his devotees. Having received the exceptional boon of being born as a contemporary of the Avatar, let's all be the bridge for the future generations to believe in the Sathya Sai Avatar of Kali Yuga through our own experiences. We do not need to see him physically to believe Swami. And I would like to say thank you to all the Flushing Sai Center members and all the devotees who came here. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And you're not done yet. Give me a few more minutes. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm part of your family, though this is the first time I'm coming to Flushing. And you're such a nice audience, great audience, I'm sure, because of your devotion to Swami. And I would like to say special thanks to my dear friend Sumana for reaching out to me, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And it's like a penance to me. It's like a babe given with Swami this opportunity, but no. Then I realized, for the past few weeks, it's been like a penance for me. I was trying to change myself. I was trying to connect to Swami so much that I think of him, I get tears. That's so Swami molded me with this opportunity. And I would like to end my talk with a moment of recouping prayer from post-2011 that helped me transition from the form to formless, from Swami's physical presence to omnipresence. In 2011, Swami altered his mode from the form to the formless, chose to be invisible to witness the visibility of his faith and love. I first sobbed and longed to see him go from the physical plane, and then I smiled as I transitioned from physical nearness to spiritual nearness. I heard my inner voice say, where else can the Lord go? Where else can the Lord be? He is in your heart, visible to your invisible eye. He is on the land of Puttaparthi for those in agony, where the Avatar has walked for decades many. His guiding hands are felt in every devotee's life. His perennial love is building in every life of strife. His beautiful smile is divinizing every teardrop. His silent whispers are singing in every drooping ears. He is breathing through each of us with our every breath. His eye is on each of us in the Prashanti Nilayam breath, waiting in his invisible form as it is his usual norm, consoling every heart that's dreadfully torn apart, transforming one and all by quenching the spiritual thirst of all, blessing all those who bow at his samadhi to keep up his vow. Trust his words as our Sai promised to be back as Prema Sai. Lust not for anyone in between Sathya Sai and Prema Sai avatars. May our lives reflect his divine message. Happy birthday to his loving Swami. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you.